know how much I want to speak up, how much I want to scream out all the pain, anger, and frustration. The words are burning inside me, ready to lash out and defend myself. But I pause. I remind myself that silence holds a power far greater than words ever could. My silence isn't weakness. It's my shield, my choice, my control. I choose silence because I know words can often be twisted, misinterpreted, or ignored. No matter how carefully I construct my arguments, there will always be those who refuse to hear them. But silence is undeniable. It cannot be debated, dismissed, or turned into something it is not. It forces them to sit with their own actions, their own words, their own insecurities. I tell myself that every time I choose silence, I am choosing peace. I am choosing my mental clarity over the chaos of confrontation. I remind myself that not every battle is worth fighting. Not every insult deserves a response. Silence is my way of saying, I don't need to justify myself to anyone. I know my worth, and your opinion will not shake it. When I remain silent, I am not ignoring the situation. I am observing, processing, and learning. I'm giving myself the space to grow, to reflect, to heal. I am showing myself that I value my inner peace more than proving a point. It's not easy. The urge to speak out, to defend myself, to prove them wrong is strong. But I know that speaking from a place of anger or hurt will only give them more power over me. Silence, on the other hand, keeps that power in my hands. It is my way of saying, you don't deserve my energy, my time, or my voice. I remind myself that silence speaks louder than any words ever could. It says, I don't need to fight you because I am secure in who I am. It says, your negativity has no place in my life. It says, I will not stoop to your level. When I choose silence, I am choosing myself. I am choosing to walk away from the noise and focus on what truly matters. I am choosing to invest my energy in my dreams, my goals, my happiness. I am choosing to rise above, to take the high road, to be the bigger person. I remind myself that the pain they feel from my silence is not my responsibility. If they are hurt by my refusal to engage, it is because they were expecting a reaction, a confrontation, a fight. My silence disrupts their expectations and forces them to confront their own behavior. It makes them question their actions, their motives, their words, and that discomfort. That's the consequence of their choices, not mine. I tell myself that silence doesn't mean I am passive. It doesn't mean I am letting them win. It means I am playing a different game, a smarter game, a game where I don't let their negativity dictate my actions. When I look back on these moments, I know I will be proud of myself for choosing silence. I will be proud of myself for staying calm, for staying focused, for staying true to who I am. I will see that my silence was not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength, a sign of wisdom, a sign of self-respect. I remind myself that my silence is not just for them. It is for me. It is my way of protecting my peace, my energy, my mental health. It is my way of saying, I am more important than this argument, this fight, this negativity. Every time I choose silence, I am building a stronger, wiser, more resilient version of myself. I am learning to let go of the need to prove myself to others. I am learning to trust myself, to believe in myself, to value myself. I know that silence is not always easy. It takes discipline, patience, and self-control. But I also know that it is worth it, because when I choose silence, I am choosing to rise above. I am choosing to focus on what truly matters. I am choosing to live my life on my own terms. I tell myself that silence is not about avoiding conflict or running away from my problems. It is about choosing my battles wisely. It is about understanding that not every situation deserves my energy, my attention, my voice. When I choose silence, I am reminding myself that I am in control. I am in control of my emotions, my reactions, my life. I am not letting anyone else dictate how I feel, how I respond, or how I live. I know that my silence will not always be understood. Some people will see it as indifference, as weakness, as avoidance. But I know the truth. I know that my silence is my strength, my power, my choice. I tell myself that the people who truly matter will understand my silence. They will see it for what it is, a sign of wisdom, maturity, and self-respect. They will respect my choice to rise above the noise and focus on what truly matters. In the end, I know that my silence will hurt them more than my words ever could. Because words can be argued, dismissed, forgotten. But silence lingers. It stays with them. It forces them to confront their own actions, their own words, their own insecurities. So I choose silence. I choose peace. I choose myself. And in doing so, I am not just surviving. I am thriving. I am rising above the noise, the negativity, the chaos. I am living my life on my own terms. And that is the greatest victory of all. I understand that silence is not an easy path to walk. It's hard not to react, especially when every part of me wants to shout, to retaliate, to prove that I'm not weak, that I won't let anyone walk all over me. It's so easy to fall into the trap of thinking that I need to be heard, that my words will make a difference. But over time, I've realized something crucial. It's not about the battle of words. It's about the peace of mind I gain by choosing silence. The more I practice this, the stronger I become. I think about all the times when I've let my emotions get the best of me, when I've lashed out, only to regret it later. Words can never be taken back. Once they are spoken, they leave an imprint that can't be erased. Silence, however, is a different kind of power. It's a choice I make that doesn't leave a trail of hurt behind. It allows me to maintain my dignity, to stand tall without lowering myself to someone else's level. When I stop to reflect, I see the truth. Those who try to provoke me with their words or actions are not looking for understanding, for resolution, or for peace. They are looking for a reaction. They want to see me react emotionally, to lash out, to show them that they've won. But I refuse to give them that satisfaction. Every time I stay silent, I am making a statement. I am not controlled by their actions. I am not swayed by their words. I choose to be the bigger person, and that is where my true power lies. My silence is not a sign of fear. It's not a sign of submission. No, my silence is a tool I use to regain control. It's a way for me to say, I am in charge of how I respond, and you will not manipulate me into reacting. The more I remain silent in the face of provocation, the more I grow. It teaches me to be mindful of my emotions, to not let my feelings dictate my actions, to have enough self-control to resist the urge to retaliate. The truth is, silence gives me clarity. When I stop speaking, I can hear my inner voice more clearly. I can tap into my true self, the part of me that knows what I stand for, the part of me that refuses to be dragged into petty conflicts. The noise of the world, the judgment, the negativity, fades away when I embrace silence. It allows me to focus on what matters, on my peace, my growth, my path. Silence also forces others to reflect. They may not realize it at first, but my silence speaks volumes. It challenges them to examine their behavior, their motives. It forces them to question why their words or actions did not provoke the response they were expecting. When I choose silence, I am putting the ball in their court. I am making them confront their own actions and consider the impact of their words. This is a level of power that no argument can achieve. I remind myself that silence doesn't mean weakness. Silence is strength. Silence is confidence. Silence is a statement that I don't need to prove myself to anyone. I am secure in who I am, and I don't need to explain myself to anyone. I trust that my actions, my character, my integrity will speak louder than any words I could ever say. Choosing silence also allows me to avoid unnecessary conflict. I don't have to engage in every argument or battle. Not every issue is worth fighting over. Not every person deserves my time or energy. I am learning to choose my battles wisely. Silence helps me save my energy for the things that truly matter. My goals, my relationships, my dreams. In the past, I may have been quick to respond, to argue, to defend myself. But I've come to understand that not every battle needs to be fought. Some people will never understand, no matter how many words I say. Some situations will never resolve, no matter how much I explain. And in those moments, silence is the best answer. It's a reminder to myself that I don't need to waste my energy on things that won't bring me peace or growth. I also recognize that silence is a form of self-respect. When I choose not to engage in negativity, I am showing myself that I value my own peace of mind. I am telling myself that I am worth more than the drama, the arguments, the unnecessary stress. I am choosing to prioritize my well-being, and that's something that no one can take away from me. I understand that silence can be uncomfortable for others. People may want me to speak, to react, to give them an answer. They may expect me to explain myself or defend my choices. But I remind myself that their discomfort is not my responsibility. I don't need to explain myself to anyone who doesn't deserve my time or energy. I don't need to justify my silence. It is my right to remain silent, to protect my peace, and to control how I respond to situations. As I reflect on all of this, I realize that silence is not only a way to protect myself, but it's also a way to empower myself. Every time I choose silence, I am choosing strength, dignity, and self-control. I am showing myself that I am in charge of my reactions. I am learning to rise above the noise and focus on what truly matters. I am learning to let go of the need for validation from others and trust that my inner peace is enough. I know that silence doesn't always make people happy. It doesn't always give them the answers they want or the reactions they expect. But that's not my problem. My silence is not about them. It's about me. It's about my growth, my peace, and my strength. I remind myself that when I choose silence, I am choosing to take the high road. I am choosing to rise above the pettiness, the negativity, and the drama. And that, ultimately, is what gives me the power. So, I continue to practice the power of silence. I continue to remind myself that I don't need to explain myself to anyone who doesn't truly care. I continue to protect my peace, to stay calm in the face of provocation, and to rise above the noise. I know that with each choice to remain silent, I am building a stronger, wiser, more empowered version of myself. And that, more than anything, is the greatest reward. The more I choose silence, the more I realize that it's not just about not speaking. It's about choosing where to place my energy. It's about letting go of the need to fight every battle and understanding that silence is the best weapon in many situations. It's about protecting my heart, my mind, and my soul from unnecessary harm. It's about showing the world that my peace is more important than anything else. And in the end, my silence will speak louder than my words ever could. It will leave a lasting impression, not because of anything I said, but because of everything I chose not to say. The world will learn that I am not easily moved, that I am in control of my emotions, and that nothing can shake my sense of self. My silence is my strength, and it's a strength that no one can ever take from me.